Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Spectators. It is October 31st, 2022, and it is episode 161. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. It is a beautiful dress up day at the office for us, or the separate offices for us, but all the same. My name is Julian. I'm here with Brooklyn as always. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Dude, we're doing well. This is one of my favorite holidays of the year. I have not sent out my chain text yet, so if you haven't
I've been
gotten
waiting
that,
for it.
don't worry. It's getting it's got to marinate. It's a whole thing, but that will be going out at some point.
I put in an early morning request for that, and I
It
still haven't gotten it.
it's not how that works. It's not on demand. These things take time, but we're here today, and we're gonna go over a little bit of a themed episode today. And we're going to go over things in sports currently that we find scary. They could be scary good, they could be scary bad. But that is what we're going to be going over today for the festivities. For the festivities. Do you want to start it off?
Yeah, I'll start us off.
Okay.
This one's as recent as we can get. Last night, Sunday Night Football, you got Packers and Bills. We came coming into this week. We said this is going to be a really big test for the Packers, considering they've just been losing to not great teams. Well, they played the Bills and they get waxed.
Yeah.
And now, with 9
Yeah.
games left in the season, they got 2 easy games. And I'm scared for them because this might be the worst Packer team that we've had in a while. And Aaron Rodgers, sheesh. This is a spooky season for you.
Spooky season.
Because damn, you're 3-5 right now, and it's not looking hot for the boys. So
They're 4 games back of the Vikings in the win column. I don't know if I've ever said that sentence. I don't know if I've ever been able to say that. And yeah, we kind of ripped into the Packers last week, and I fully expected them to lose. They didn't really put up much of a fight either. I know the game score says it was 10, but that last 7 was garbage time. The second half of this game was garbage time. The whole half was just over.
and then you got Jair Alexander and Stephon Diggs going back and forth with each other coming out of the tunnel. And then the post game interview with Jair was just as bad as it can get for a team who just got waxed.
I actually didn't see that. What did he say? I didn't see that.
Pretty much he said that he told Stephon that he's a little boy and that he ain't gonna do nothing. And then Stephon came out later and said, "I don't give an F what you got to say. We got the win." So,
No.
and he put up 100 plus yards. So
It's not even like Diggs has never cooked Jair. He's done it quite a bit when he was with the Vikings. So that's an odd one.
yeah,
Also, like, I think it was in like halfway through the fourth quarter. I didn't watch this game, but I did see the clip of Aaron Jones, Aaron Rodgers, and somebody else on the sideline while they're down 17, just like giggling and laughing and having a good time. Which you're allowed to have fun. It's a kids game. You're allowed to have fun. You're getting paid to play football. I'm not mad at you for having fun. But like this is the worst stretch like of Aaron Rodgers' career, maybe. And he's just ha he ha ha. It's okay. We came in on a big game and got our ass kicked, but it's fun because we're fun. We're fun loving guys. Shut up. Do better.
I'm never okay with guys just being happy go lucky on the sideline when they're losing. I get it's a kids game, but you are getting paid a lot of money for this, and you got a lot of fans that are very invested in every way, shape, and form into this team, whatever team it may be. And then you got your star players that are just seeming like they're okay with
That they
getting
don't care,
waxed.
yeah.
So it's like, come on,
It's
man.
also different with football, right? Like you're kind of allowed to do that in the NBA, in the MLB. There's so many games that like if you're getting your butt kicked, like what am I gonna be sad the whole day because we lost like a random Tuesday game to the to the A's?
No,
Like no.
after you leave the field, do whatever. But
No,
like
even
while the
during
game,
even during it, like in a big season like that, I'm not gonna, you know, if somebody says a joke, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna still joke with my teammates during it because there's like building opportunities. But football, it's a little different. There's only 17 games. This is on national television. Everybody's watching. It's two of the best fans in the sport,
Yeah.
and you know,
And there's definitely a time and place. Like this is prime time of a contending team that you're going against. You should be a contender. Like
yeah,
reel it back a little bit.
yeah, exactly.
Like like if you're the
And it's not like it's their first loss either. Like this
no,
is 4 in a row now.
yeah,
So they
and it
are
doesn't seem like it's getting any better.
no, they are. This is absolutely something to be scared of.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm going the opposite direction for scary because I think it's going to be scary good. Christian McCaffrey on the 49ers. I mean, this was obvious when the trade happened, right? That this was going to work out. But this week, he has 100 yards on the ground and a touchdown. He has 55 yards in the air and a touchdown. He has 34 yards throwing in the air and a touchdown on a dime that he threw to, I think it was Brandon Ayuk. And they put it on the Rams. And the Rams are struggling, and they have their own issues that they got to deal with. But the 49ers offense was already crazy dynamic, and now they have maybe the best playmaker in the sport on their team. And that is I'm spooked. I'm thoroughly spooked. Spooktober.
Spooktober. Yeah, man. What a pickup for them. What a
I can't
absolute.
believe that happened.
Yeah, it's one of those that in a couple of years we're gonna look back on it and just be like, "Wow."
We'll look back on it and forget it happened because they're not going to win a ring still. But like, the lights
Yeah,
will go out on this team. Don't worry.
but at least CMC gets to shine, hopefully,
Hopefully.
and stay healthy. That's the biggest thing. If we can get that, W trade,
Yeah.
W
Please.
trade.
Please.
I'm staying on the same route as you for scary good. The Seahawks, man. The,
We
the
said this
Seahawks,
last night. At what point do we consider them actually good? At what point?
like, we are moving into scary territory to really consider them good.
You want to hear a list involving the
I,
Seahawks?
I love lists. Go
You love
ahead.
lists, all right. The Seahawks have a better record than the Bengals, who just came off a Super Bowl. The Browns, who are not doing great this year, admittedly.
I
The
hate that that's a
Packers,
primetime game tonight, but
the Saints, the Bucks, the Super Bowl champion Rams, the 49ers, and the new Russell Wilson Denver Broncos. They are of a better record than all of those teams. And I think every one of those teams I just listed before the season, you probably would be like, yeah, they're a playoff team. Maybe besides the Browns. But like, I didn't think the Browns were going to be this bad. Holy hell, are they terrible?
no, I didn't either.
But they're better than all those teams right now. And I mean, the way they're doing it is pretty interesting too. I think they have the second highest scoring offense in the league, if I'm not mistaken. I just took a quick glance. They do. The only team that scored more than them this season is the Chiefs. That's it.
Fair enough.
That's it. Not the Bills. Not the Falcons, who have actually scored a lot as well. Not the Ravens, who feel like they're on like a historic offense, especially for their organization. They have been scoring at such a high clip. And Geno's looked good. The run game has been amazing no matter who it's been. Rashad Penny was good to start the year. Now it's Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker looks dynamic. And I did see a quote literally right before we started recording. I'll see if it's still on my Twitter, like it was that recent. It's not. It was Tyler Lockett had a quote after the game, and he said, "It's crazy what you can do when one person is not trying to take all the credit." And it's like, bro, they are dragging Russell Wilson.
Damn.
Dragging this man. They hated him. They hated him.
The timeline of Russ has just been wild to see.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anybody, like, except for people within the circle, would have like had any thought of this happening.
Why would we, right?
There's no reason to.
No reason.
So,
Yeah. That's crazy. I did mention the Falcons, and I want to mention how scary bad that division is. The NFC South, if if the Panthers kicker had a brain and a foot and a working leg, and he hit either of the kicks that could have won them the game, we would have had a 3-5 division leader in the Carolina Panthers, who are literally tanking. They are literally tanking. They are attempting and doing their best to lose games, which we saw yesterday. It took them their best to lose that game. But MVPJ wants dubs.
MVPJ, yes, sir.
And the Falcons wind up winning it. But man, that division sucks. And the craziest part is they suck. And this is after the Saints 24-0 skunked the Raiders yesterday. And I'm still just like, get this garbage division out of my face. The Washington Commanders would be in first place in this division. That's the tweet. That's the notion. That's the narrative.
And moving to that division, the NFC East and the AFC East are just both really scary right now as well. Where both of them are the two best divisions in each conference when you look at everybody in it. I mean, even the bottom end teams, Washington, they go ahead and get a win over the Packers. New
I think the
England,
Patriots are pretty good too. I don't think they're actually 4 and
yeah,
4.
I don't either. So you look at it across the board. I mean, obviously you're led with Buffalo and Philadelphia, where
Those
they're
are the
two
best
of the
two teams in the
best.
league. Yeah, those are the two best teams
Yeah,
in the league.
and
So
then you add the middle of the pack dogs in there too. We got some scary stuff coming out of the East, which I don't think anybody would have thought either.
yeah,
Seeing this is just wild. Like coming into this year, Buffalo's going to be good. Okay, cool. Philly might be good. Okay, cool.
that's kind of it.
That's
I
that
think
was the
we
only
we
surefires.
expected Dallas to be worse. Even I literally expected Dallas's defense to be like a good chunk worse, but they just crazy.
It is what it is.
It do be what it do be. Trying to think of who else is scary in a regard. Um, Especially in the NFL. I don't feel like I have too many other takes that we haven't talked about in general. I think the Vikings' ability to win close games is scary.
Yeah.
Um, Pretty much all their games have been pretty close for the most part, and they've just won them. Whether it's big picks, big sacks at the end of the game, big drives led by Kirk, they've kind of done it in every way, and that's scary because you don't want to face them in a close game now because he's just like, oh, well, we're gonna lose this. It's a close game, damn it! Like you better blow them out, and that's probably not gonna happen, and they're sure as the hell not gonna blow you out. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
I
I
got
don't know too much. I think the Cowboys defense is pretty crazy. Although they gave up a lot of points this week, it was kind of just they were beating the hell out of the Bears, and so they're letting off a little bit, playing a little soft coverage, but they look really good.
I got a question for you if this
Okay.
one's scary.
Okay.
Now that the divorce has been finalized
Ooh.
and all the
Ooh.
stuff attached to it is gone, the papers have been signed, you don't got to worry about it no more.
That's true.
Is it time to be scared of Tom Brady for the second half? I know the Bucks have been atrocious to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
We still got a lot of football left.
Mm-hmm.
And the division could easily be theirs. It
Mm-hmm.
will be theirs. Like
It
I
will
know
be.
this all looks like hoopla right
It'll
now.
be theirs. They'll win this
It'll be
division.
theirs.
They'll win this division.
But in the grand scheme of this season, is it time for Scary Tom?
I don't think so because the issues that they have don't involve Tom. I made a call to Connor earlier this week. So Connor, if you're listening, you're hearing this again. I was this is the most ridiculous sentence ever. I was out, I was eating sushi. I just went and got sushi by myself, ate at the restaurant, I was vibing. And I wanted to do something, so I put on some like Bucks film because I'm like, why are they so bad? Because I haven't like sat and fully watched the Bucks game this year outside of one of the prime times that they had. I watched a chunk of the Thursday game on my phone, but like I didn't really get to watch that either. So I'm like, why are the Bucks so bad? And I'm watching, and I'm like, Tom's actually not been horrible. Like Tom's actually been pretty good. Tom's made some of the better throws I've seen from him. But the receivers obviously have had injuries, and
Yeah.
there's a suspension, and they
Mhm.
went got
O-line hasn't
Julio
been great.
Jones. And the main issue for this team is the O line is legitimately useless. Because typically O lines in football are either good in general, they're good at pass protection, they're good at run protection, or they suck. Like
Yeah.
it's one pick a demon. They're horrible. Like they're not even like passable for a run offense right now. They have the worst rushing attack in the league next to the Rams, which is a weird sentence. Leonard Fournette's just like he was never fast enough to like make his own gaps. Like he needed a gap, and then he could break tackles when he gets through it.
Yeah, he's always been a power back.
Yeah, so he's not like a guy who's gonna create offense just on his own. He needs holes in the O line, and they are just not providing it for him. Tom has no time in the pocket, and then when he gets time in the pocket, he has Russell Gage as wide receiver too. And let me tell you something about Russell Gage. No disrespect, you stink. Holy, I've never seen like a professional wide receiver just refuse to run a route properly. It blows my mind. And so you couple those things together, no time in the pocket, nobody to throw it to, and you can't get a rushing game going, and you have one of the worst offenses that this league has. And it shows. I think they're second to worst in the league in points scored. No, they're third.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And yeah, the no time in the pocket and you're losing a step because you're 70 years old. Not a good mix.
It's not good, bro. I'm not
not a
super
not.
I'm not scared of the Bucks strictly because of that. Like teams that win because of O line, win because of D line, and then win because quarterback. Like it's kind of that order, right? That's just how it
Yeah.
goes. When the Eagles won a couple years ago, Nick Foles had all day. These are professional quarterbacks. Like if you're good enough to be a starter and you have 7 seconds in the pocket, you're gonna make plays happen. You're just
Oh,
going to,
of course.
unless you're like actually the worst, and I can't even think of somebody who would do that. Like, who's so bad that if they had the best O line, it would still suck? Whoever like Dallas's backup like 2 years ago was.
Couldn't even tell you
I think it was Andy
that.
Dalton. He was pretty horrible. He's actually looking not bad in New Orleans, which is kind of crazy. But Brock Osweiler couldn't. Maybe Baker right now. I don't know. Yeah, there's a handful of guys, but yeah, the Bucks have a lot of issues that they
No,
can't address either. It's not like they can go get Odell, but it doesn't solve the bad O line. So,
no.
which I don't even know how good Odell's gonna be.
I think Odell will be fine. Like, I'm not mad at any team who adds him. Like, that's still a weapon.
But like a team that gets Odell, they're not. Oh, it's gonna be scary. Odell's to this offense now, like it was last year. He's been out for. He hasn't played football in what 10 months now, and even before that, he didn't play football for like 10 months. And then when he came back, he was good, but at his best last year, he was like a top 30 wide receiver. Now with 10 months removed after a leg injury, what is he gonna be, a top 50 receiver? Is he gonna be marginally better than like Tyler Boyd? Like, how much does that bring to an offense? I don't know.
I think
Depth
it's a
wise,
good.
plenty, but like
Yeah, I think it's a good weapon to have in your back pocket. Like, it's not
I don't
you're
think it's a
getting
Super Bowl
him.
winning move.
Um, I don't know.
Because I mean, he's not better than like half the league's number threes at this point. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. He's been away from the game for too long.
I don't know if that affects Odell too much though. Because at the end of the day, you simplify it. Odell, you give him the route to run, you get him the ball. As simple as that.
I mean,
I don't. I
isn't
don't.
that just wide receiver. isn't,
No,
isn't just
no,
isn't that just the position of wide receiver?
I feel that, but there's wide receivers who that's their job and they can't do it
But
good.
he hasn't done it. When's the last time Odell had more than like 700 yards?
He hasn't been on the field, and then when he was on the field, he was with Cleveland.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
So and that's why it's tough to like really gauge because we haven't really seen him. So it's really hard.
but like,
So
does
it's
it? But does it have to be sunny outside with slight wind going northwest while the
yeah.
daisies are out? Like, if it has to be that way, then like,
Yeah.
why? And the example I always like to give is like Allen Robinson, right? Like Allen Robinson, obviously he's not having a great year this year, but the Rams just kind of are struggling in general. Allen
Yeah.
Robinson's put together a pretty darn good career. And prior to this season, his best quarterback was, I almost said Blaine Gabbert, and it might be Blaine Gabbert. It's Blaine Gabbert or Blake Bortles. That's his best quarterback he's ever played with. And he's put together a pretty good career. Like, it doesn't need to be sunshine and rainbows for a wide receiver to be good.
No, not
Terry
at all.
McLaurin's balling.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin's literally had 8 QBs throw him the ball in his first 4 years.
Sometimes you just got that dog in you.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah. So, all that to say, I used to love Odell. I still do like Odell. I think he's fine. I don't even know how we transitioned there. It was me. I did it. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it, but we did it.
We always manage to do something weird.
That works for me. That works for me.
That's what you get over here at the Spectators.
It's pretty nice. Something scary. I'm switching sports because I'm mad.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I'm
Yeah.
mad. It is scary, and yes, this is a slander moment. How the MLB refuses to care that the Astros continue to cheat in every single way imaginable. They just find a way. They win a World Series, they get busted for cheating and stealing signs, and it's known. Half the team doesn't apologize for it. Half the team make fun of it. Now that people like yell at them, they're like, "Oh, we still got one." It's like, "Oh, brother." And nobody gets suspended. Nobody gets anything. Michael Pineda got suspended more games for having sweat-infused tack on his neck one time than the entire team did for cheating their way to a World Series. And then
What an elaborate ploy to make it happen too.
Crazy. They're banging on whatever. So then they come into this one. Everybody's kind of in the consensus that like, well, that's in the past. They're not doing that anymore. Maybe they're finding another way, but like, whatever. Then game 1 of the World Series happens. Martin Maldonado's using an illegal bat. No, it's not a bat that's helpful for performance. The bat was banned because it had like a splintering issue, from what I understand. So it was like a player safety thing. If something is illegal because there's player safety involved, do not grandfather players in like they did. They let people who use this bat continue to use it like Albert Pujols. Martin Maldonado was not one of those guys. He was not grandfathered in. He didn't use this bat. He got past team management, player management, the equipment team. None of them said anything about him using an illegal bat. He gets a hit and an RBI in this game. They wind up losing, but he gets a hit and an RBI in this game. Nothing happens. He just, used something illegal, but like, oh, it wasn't for baseball purposes that it was illegal. It's illegal. This team, they cheat. They do this, and we just don't care. The next day, Framber Valdez is on the mound. This dude changes gloves in between the innings. He changes cleats in between innings, which is already weird. Which is already weird. When you're a pitcher, you don't change gloves. It just doesn't happen. And then in between every pitch, he's taking his glove off and rubbing his other hand, rubbing the inside of the glove.
Rubbing on the side of his jersey.
I'm going like this. If you rubbed your jersey, if you go get rosin, I get it because like you're drying your hand. What are you doing going into your glove for? Besides getting something. And then every inning, he goes back to the dugout and he wipes his hands, both his hands on his hair, wipes it on his pants. Goes to the ump, they check him. Come on, bro. Come on, man. And then it's like, well, you guys haven't been watching Framber's because I went on Twitter about this too, and our buddy was telling us this as well. But I saw a lot of like Astros Twitter, and they're like, he does this every outing. Like, if you guys haven't said anything now, then what do you mean? This is the biggest stage. Nobody cares about you guys playing the A's. Your division's horrible. You're the worst division in the sport. Nobody's watching the regular season. Framber Valdez starts. He also broke the record this year, or tied it, for the most consecutive quality starts. This guy that we have like pretty reasonable evidence to think he's cheating.
It's ridiculous because it's all there. It looks as suspect as it could possibly be. And there's times where they checked Joe Musgrove's ears because they had a little color on them
Because they were red.
during the NLDS.
Yeah.
And you're telling me with video evidence we can't like check a little bit deeper for the guy who's over here just going crazy, touching himself every which way and rubbing his hands, looking mad suspect, changing his gloves, changing his cleats. Why? It's not like this is the NBA where you want some different shoes coming into the second half because you want a
Because
little
you
more
shot
grippy
poorly.
on the bot. Yeah, like nah,
Yeah.
you're pitching good. Why are you changing your stuff? That's weird.
Weird.
That's weird, bro. And again, this is the World Series, and everybody's watching it with a team that's already been at the forefront of scandals. So let's figure this out. I'm not too worried
The thing
about
is, the MLB doesn't care. They don't care.
They don't.
They don't care.
Because this is their moneymaker right now. The Astros are their moneymaker. They're the top dog in the league. They're there every single year. This is what people want. It gets people talking. It gets people watching.
They
Okay.
want people to hate the Astros.
They want people to hate the end. Cool. That's fine. You want them to hate them more? Go investigate.
And
And look, if they come out and say nothing happened, whatever. Cool.
Well, like, what are you
Sure.
gonna do now?
Yeah. Now he's gonna clean himself up. You're not gonna find nothing. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Now I'm excited to see if he does get the pitch again in this series. I don't know if he will. He might not. If the Phillies went out or the Astros went out, he might not. But if he gets the pitch again, we'll see.
When would he pitch? Like game
He-
6?
I think he would pitch game 6.
Game 6. Okay.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. If he does pitch again, if he's still doing these mannerisms, if he's still switching his gloves, if his spin rate is up, if his spin rate's down, we'll see. Maybe he's just better. I don't know, but it's a lot of suspicious stuff for a whole lot of like not caring, and I hate the MLB for that.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
It's just so weird how in a league can just not care about something, what a specific team, and just let them get off the hook every time.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like genuinely mind-boggling. I don't get it.
I never will.
I never will.
But regardless of that, I think it's going to be a scary time in Philly for the Astros. I think they end up actually losing 2 out of 3.
I don't know. I like where the head's at, but tonight they're playing Noah Syndergaard, right? Or is it tonight? I think it's tonight. They're playing Noah Syndergaard, and if there's anything the Astros do well, it's hit fastballs, and Syndergaard has like a fastball and a slider, and that's kind of it. Like he throws some other pitches, but not like they're not as good as those two. I think they're gonna touch up with Syndergaard. He'll be out of this game quick. I don't like that he's starting game 3. I know Suarez needs some rest because he pitched in game 1, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't know. I'm scared for the Phillies. I did see there's a Japanese player, I believe, and he just won MVP. And he put up a career year. He walked off the World Series. And he wants to come to the MLB, and he wants to go to the Phillies. allegedly, because Bryce Harper is his idol.
Amazing.
So that'd be kind of cool. He had a career. I'm trying to remember. I saw this earlier. I think it was a career 321 average. He had a 40 on base percentage, and this year he put up a 1. OPS with a 202 WRC plus. Pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Lefty bat. You know what I'm saying? So, just something to note for next season, that the Phillies might be getting better. They should be getting better.
It should be.
They should be. Despite them being in the World Series, winning only 86 games, you need to improve the team moving forward. You just
And that's the thing. Just because you're in the World Series, like you're the best team right now, but that doesn't mean you're the best team.
Yeah.
You get hot towards the end of the year, you make a run.
They certainly did get hot.
You make a run.
It
but
certainly is.
you can't rely on a run every year.
At all. At all. Unless you're the Giants in the early 2010s relying on the even years. That was reliable. That was reliable. They went 3 straight even years.
But even that, like they had
weirdest
some
thing.
dogs. They had some dogs on the team, and they made plays.
They did.
That's what you need.
Dude, Buster Posey was really good. They forget about Buster. I don't have a whole lot of NBA stuff to talk about besides the fact that like a couple teams I thought were gonna tank are doing well. The Spurs are the youngest team in the league. The Spurs are younger than like 12 college teams, 5-2. Also, they cut Joshua. Is it Joshua or Jonathan? I don't remember. They cut Primo. And because this man, Primo, he was their 12th overall pick a couple years back, is out here just pulling his meat out in front of people. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's scary. Put that away.
That's very scary.
Put that away, bro.
Down. Like, dog.
Like,
and you're only 19 doing that?
I saw people like defending him. He's like, he's only 19. Bro, you know better. You know better when you're 12 to not like pull your pants down in public. 12 years old.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You can't just be throwing out the pickle to people.
Oh, man.
This isn't the Portland Pickles Twitter account where you're a mascot that's just a green blob that you can post fake pics like this. This is not.
And look, if he did that on Twitter, fair enough. Twitter's a wild land.
It's a wild land.
You're doing it at the office?
It's just
nah, dog.
She's just trying
to. You gotta put it away.
Well, he is certainly put away and he is cut. And good riddance. Shout out to the Spurs for a little integrity on that one. It was like, get out of here, bro.
Yeah. A scary thing. You had what I called 2 of the best 8 seeds last year to be drastically mistaken to be 2 very bad teams come playoff time.
Yeah.
But the Nets and the Lakers are looking dangerously scary right now at 1-5.
Yeah, two combined wins. It took last night like a Herculean effort from the Lakers to get that first win. Yeah. Here's what I'll say. Kevin Durant is the biggest loser on the beach. Katie, I hope you're listening to this. You love listening to random podcasts and talking shit. Go ahead and at me. Because guess what? You're about 2 feet taller than me. And you still a whole 2 feet more of a bitch than I ever will be. Okay? You make all this damn money. You talk about how you're the best player in the world. You get disrespected. I should have a 99 and 2K. Bro, shut up. Go on the court and win some games. I don't care if you score 18 points a game and you win. Just do it. Instead, you're over here trying to score 35 a game to prove something to somebody, to prove something to some dude named Austin behind a keyboard that you'll never see his Twitter avatars, his real picture, because he got a damn Lakers logo for it. A bad edit of a Laker photo, in fact. And he's talking shit. You want to prove him wrong? Bro, win some damn games. I hate
I
KD,
got
as you know. I hate KD. 32 points per game, 1-5.
yeah.
Good job, dude. Awesome. You're
It's
letting
not
Dame
what
out. You're letting
you
Dame and the Blazers outplay you right now. Come on.
not what you want to see. We're 29th in rebounds per game too, which is wild.
I will say they've had a tough schedule to this point. Like all the teams they've played besides the Pacers are playoff teams.
But like
They just
in
are.
basketball, I know, but in basketball, it's tough to say, oh, they've had a tough schedule to start the year. It's like you got two of the best players in the league. Starting out 1-5 is just ridiculous. And then Ben Simmons, whatever the hell he's doing, I don't.
It's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I'm not here for that. Like that's something scary in itself. Will it be scary good or scary bad? I don't know. Find out next week. But that's a whole nother issue.
And then
But yeah,
we can stick with them for a second too. Scary bad. We're not gonna get into the details of it, but just know that every day that passes, I hate Kyrie Irving a little bit more. Every single day, he could just wake up, go eat like some avocado toast, go put up some foul shots, go to bed, and I'll hate him a little bit more than I did the day before. And I hope you guys do too. Dude, I feel really bad for you in particular and like Nets fans in general. Because Nets fans were given two really star-studded teams that like felt like they could do a lot. And then the first one just doesn't happen. That happens, right? Teams underperform. It doesn't work out. The team tried, and I can respect the Nets for always trying to be good. Then you get this one, and this one in theory is working. They're still here. It's been like 3 years. All the players are still here. They're making trades to try and make it happen. They're going and making free agencies. They're making good free agent moves too, I feel like, at least.
mm-hmm.
And instead of like it just not working, now you get all this nonsense. You get
Yeah.
the pettiest man in the league in KD. You get the most misunderstood guy, Kyrie. I just want to be bro. Shut up. You're weird. And then Ben Simmons has, I don't know. That boy's reeling from a breakup for years now, apparently. I don't know what's going on with Ben Simmons. I'm not here to
Yeah.
talk about Ben Simmons. But yeah, I just feel bad for
And
Nets
it
fans. Like,
it
it's
just
weird.
sucks because like I would I'm not gonna say, oh, I wish we never got KD and Kyrie, but it's like we go out and go try to add Harden to them when we had a really nice core built around KD and Kyrie. Where now we go get Harden, he jumped ship because he didn't like what was going on. Now we
Which I
lose the
can't blame him.
guys.
I can't blame him.
No, I don't blame Harden at all. But like now we lose what we had, and now it feels like we're in a worse situation now than when they came to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, because you are. Because at the
We
time there
are.
were some young guys like you had that D-Lo team that made the playoffs that were kind of spicy. They lost like one or two
Yeah.
of those guys, obviously in the KD deal and all that. And then you're like, okay, but they're still young guys. Like you had Claxton and Jared Allen, and obviously Jared Allen's an all-star now. Caris LeVert, I could give or take for him, but he has his moments. He had 41 the other night.
Karis LeVert on this team would be great. Jared Allen would be great. Dinwiddie would have been great. Having that right there on top of Joe Harris, you got
Who's
Katie,
a
you
whole
got
other conversation. That boy forgot how to.
yeah, goes from one of the best shooters in the league. But that's a championship core right there. I
Yeah.
truly believe that. I really, really believe that. But now, and we get rid of a lot of pieces that we could have moved. What are we getting back now to revamp this team? Nothing. So now it's literally off of the backs of our 3 stars, which in theory,
Which in
with
the
the three
NBA
that we
you can
have,
do. In the NBA you can do that.
exactly, and with the talent that we have with them alone, we should win a championship.
Yeah.
Do I believe that? No.
Because they
I
won't.
don't believe that at
Exactly.
all.
They're not winning it. They're not winning a championship. They're not going to win a division. I know the NBA doesn't care
Yeah,
about divisions. They're not winning the division.
yeah, I don't believe that at all.
So,
So it's just like, what are we doing out here? Because now KD stays, Kyrie stays. Cool. I love that. Nice. We managed to work something out in theory. Probably not. You guys probably still end up leaving at some point from a trade or whatever. Regardless, now everything just gets prolonged, and now instead of it just ending right here, which I honestly would have rathered have.
Like this off season.
I would have rathered it happen
I think
just
so
so we
too.
could
Just
close the
put it
chapter,
behind us.
move on. Whatever happened, happened. Cool. But now it's like everything's gonna keep on getting dragged longer and longer,
We're
and
gonna
just
because we've
it's
already
gonna
talked
get
about
on
this team too
such a
much.
bigger scale to a point where now people are gonna think it is the organization that's causing these problems
Which
or whatever it may be.
maybe it is. I don't think so. I think there's too many problematic people on this team.
No, I don't think so because you look at what we had, it's the same people, Sean Marks and Sai. They're really good. Like they've built a really good foundation with this team, and somehow, with everything you have to make a good foundation, we managed to like crumble the foundation.
Yeah.
And that's just not how you make championship organizations.
It's
So
hard, man. It's really hard to do in general. And again, I
that's why
respect
the
them for
Warriors are
trying.
so good. The Warriors are
That's why what
so
they do
good
is
because they
crazy.
have a great foundation. Their foundation is one of the best in sports.
I mean, you have to because like you're able to convert guys, right? Andrew Wiggins, he had the weight of the world on his shoulder. Now he's just like a role player. He's
Yeah,
like a highly paid role player that
yeah,
starts
yeah.
and he vibes. He likes it. He won a
That's all.
championship. He's really
That's
good
all
in
you
the
gotta do.
finals.
That's all you gotta do.
Now Jordan Poole, that's a different conversation. I don't think he's that good, but
I mean, but hey, when you could be around guys like he is,
yeah,
and you could just be above average, you're
yeah.
gonna shine because they're gonna put you in even better positions. And now you being above average, you're going even above that. So now you're great.
It's kind of funny how we switch up on players sometimes. I know like Jordan Poole had a little stretch at the end of the season. People were like, "Yo, this guy's crazy," and then he goes in the playoffs and he was like pretty not great for a lot of it. He was really inefficient and he had moments, but he's pretty not great. Then all this offseason stuff and he really wants his extension over. It's like, bro, shut up. You don't deserve a max. Shut up. He got a good bag
Yeah,
though, so good for him.
he got the bag.
He got it. He
That's all
definitely
you
got
can
the
ever
bag.
want.
Yeah. One more scary for me is gonna be just the man that Luka Doncic has become. I put a post out about him earlier this week because he had a 42-point triple double. Pretty crazy. Through 6 games, and it's only 6 games, but that's almost 10% of the season right there. At a little 8% of the year. He's averaging 36.7 on 50% shooting. 9.5 boards, 8.5 assists, 1.7 steals. He's shooting almost 80% from the foul line, which is pretty good. And he's doing all this, and he's not shooting well from three, like at all. Like if he stopped shooting threes, he'd be even better. He's second in the league in PER. He'd probably be first in the league in PER if he was shooting 5 threes instead of almost 9. He's
Yeah,
only shooting.
my boy's putting up a mean 22% from
Yeah,
three.
it's not great, but he is playing so well that I've had my doubts about Dallas for a while. Like every year, Dallas comes in and I'm like, yeah, it's Luka, and then that's it because this team isn't very good, and I still feel that way. But Luka is that good that it might not matter. It's LeBron type of like this guy could just put it on his back and ride. And I'm gonna go ahead and say he's the best player in the league right now. Um, Maybe not actually. It's probably still Giannis. I think Giannis has been the best player in the league for a while. Although Jokic is the 2 MVPs. Jokic is amazing as well.
The
Uh,
top tier talent in the NBA is just wild.
it's crazy, and it's a lot of young guys are doing really well too. I know Jaws having a great year, and he had a lot of hate over the summer, but Jaws been amazing. SGA has been out of his mind so far. Pascal Siakam's been really good. So there's some young guys. Not Devin Booker. Devin Booker's been fine, but I'm never gonna praise him. De'Aaron
I
Fox.
thought you were about to.
No,
I
no,
was
no, 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 no. De'Aaron Fox has
that
been
boy sipping the
great.
Kool-Aid.
De'Aaron Fox has been great. De'Aaron Fox is shooting almost 40% from three. I'm befuddled, stunned, shocked. Super happy for him.
Yeah.
I've slandered him in the past because I don't think his shooting was very good, but he's clearly put in some work for it. And if he's at 39 or 38% from three, the Kings are still gonna king, but like he's he's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Kings are pretty bad though. Still, they're still pretty terrible. Who would have thought? You
Who
have
would have thought?
any other ones before we head out of here?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything.
A lot of tirades. I apologize. I don't apologize at all.
Just to add to the tirades, if Luca could do it with the Mavericks, I don't understand why KD and Kyrie can't do it with the Nets.
That's what I'm saying. You know the the one TikTok vid. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
And he falls over. That's what I'm saying. Literally, bro. Didn't the Mavericks go to the conference final last year? The Mavericks? Jalen Brunson, Knicks legend, was the second best player on that team.
Legend.
Knicks legend. The best point guard in New York was the best second best player on that team. We're done. Everybody, thank you for listening. I hope you have a great Halloween. Make sure you drink responsibly if you're going out to parties. If you're going trick-or-treating, I hope you get the best candy or trade for the best candy. I hate Almond Joy. We always make good deals. I had the best bargaining chip Some people love that, and I didn't. So thank you guys again. We'll be back next Monday with more Spectators content. And if you don't already, go ahead and follow us at Spectators Media on all the platforms. We'll see you guys next week. And peace.